So the real wargamer here at the wargaming table. If there was ever a title, that needed no introduction, it is this game right here. This, of course, is Introduction to Starfleet Battles. This should be perhaps filed under titles that every wargamer should try at least once. And I've never played Starfleet Battles before. Of course, I'm looking here at Introduction to Starfleet Battles, and I am aware of and own a couple of the Federation Commander games and some expansions for that. But I deliberately want to start with Introduction to Starfleet Battles. So I will use an anecdote. I remember years ago, let's see, should have been 7th or 8th grade, at school, middle school. It was after school, and I happened upon some students playing a game on a large table. They were quite excited, fairly noisy, and when I came up close to see what was going on, they were playing Starfleet Battles. Pretty sure it was the small box, I guess Task Force games, I'm guessing. But in any case, that aside, I do remember I remember the hex map. I remember lots of paper, sheets of paper here and there, lots of pencils and dice, and I guess you could say a lot of excitement. I definitely saw that, and I thought that's something that I was really interested in. Now, nothing came of that. Went on to other things. Never saw it again. I don't remember seeing it or hearing of it again for a number of years. So that's it. That was my connection to Starfleet Battles. So I am I'm really looking forward to this. Now, let me explain what I'm looking forward to. So I'm going to take a look here at Introduction to Starfleet Battles. Because I've never played SFB before, I'm just going to use this Introduction to Starfleet Battles exactly as it was designed and intended. And use it as such. But I still don't have any plans. Don't actually think of myself as going beyond this Introduction to Starfleet Battles because I do want to jump from Introduction to Starfleet Battles up to Federation Commander. I wanted to start here with Introduction to Starfleet Battles because, I mean, I do have a certain interest in knowing what the original was all about without it becoming a I guess a regular part of my gaming experience. But Federation Commander, I mean, I've definitely taken a close look at Federation Commander. Looks quite interesting. Definitely something I would play over the long haul, Federation Commander. Introduction to Starfleet Battles. I'm gonna play it and approach it as designed. Intend to enjoy. So this is wholly about experiencing, a landmark design, and really a decisive or seminal period in the evolution of, I guess, war games broadly speaking, with Starfleet Battles. I don't really have any no particularly deep interest in the whole Star Trek universe or anything like that. Just can't say that. I also think this is also the time to give this Introduction to Starfleet Battles a try, because I am looking for something quite different. So for that, I mean, it could be an air combat game. That's really outside my normal sector of fire. Fantasy, maybe a fantasy hex encounter game. That would definitely be quite outside my sector of fire, but I thought, but for multiple reasons, I thought it's time to give Introduction to SFB a try. So going to take a look at where you kind of start at the beginning with the manual itself, and I guess it has programmed instruction, and I'm looking forward to that. So I guess we can look at the preliminaries here. I'm certainly not going to go over everything. It's really, I really appreciate when games take the time to give you a real, from the very beginning, you know, almost this is a war game type introduction. But not that it applies in every case, but I do really appreciate it. So we really have from the very beginning, this is a war game type introduction. Charts and Commander's Edition. Okay, counters, obviously, counters. Cross-indexing, I love it. Forms. I do need to prep. I will prep my own forms here that are inside the book here. There we are. Tables. Charts and tables. Yeah, I guess I need that too. Charts and tables. Okay. So yeah, forms, hex. I don't think any of that is really necessary. Scenarios. I like that from the very beginning. What is a scenario? For example, literally, this is scenario. Literally a scene, as in a play or a plan, usually political. I like that. In game usage, this refers to a particular battle or tactical challenge. Scenarios can be historical, that's in quotes, of course. The exact units that were actually there, or generic, representing a type of battle rather than any specific incident, often with a choice of units. So, etc., etc., etc. Nice, very, very beginning. Speed, I'm not going to bother with scale in something like SFB. Turn. Okay, the important point is that there is no my turn, then your turn in Starfleet battles. Both players move and fire simultaneously, going through the steps, impulses, and turns at the same time. Okay, word about dice and probability. That's actually nice, a little short, almost like a call-out box about dice and probability. Just nice reading, Direct fire weapons, impulse. Points, okay, points, proportional movement, race, rule numbers, seeking weapons, ship, SSD, ship systems, displays, and unit. Really appreciate glossaries, especially when glossaries also give you a good overview of the game. A word about the background, yeah, training. So here, this is where I'm going to start. Training program concept. So this is one of the things I like to capture with these videos is, I mean, this is a classic war game, and I'm not a classical war gamer. I'm a new war gamer, not a war gamer, sorry. Playing war games. But what is it like for someone to try these classic, to get into these classic games today? Okay. Probably shouldn't have said anything there. All right, training program concept. Welcome to Starfleet Academy. Here you'll learn the skills you need to become a successful starship captain. The training program is divided into 2 sections. The first 6 scenarios comprise the cadet game. The next 6 scenarios comprise an introduction to the standard game, using an abridged version of the standard rules from Starfleet battles. The rules for introduction to Starfleet battles are presented in a system known as programmed instruction. You'll learn the rules in a series of scenarios, each providing a different challenge. Before each scenario begins, you'll be provided with the rules necessary to play that scenario. You'll read these rules, then use them to play the scenario, thereby learning their applications. Learning how to fire a phaser is easy. Learning when and at what to fire a phaser is the skill you must master. Each scenario builds on the rules from the previous scenarios. In each case, read the rules, then play the scenario, usually several times, before going on to the next scenario. The most basic principles of starship combat are firepower and maneuver, often referred to as the ability to shoot and move. In fact, these are the only principles of starship combat. Every rule in the game boils down to another way to shoot or move, or something to improve your own use or restrict the enemy's use of those 2 principles. You are, of course, anxious to get started, with your first scenario. There is, however, a lot involved in moving a starship and firing its weapons. We'll begin with the most basic concepts. All right, read it before you start playing scenario 1. All right, before you start, however, let us introduce you to your most important officer, the chief engineer. For the first 3 scenarios, he will make sure that there is enough energy to move the ship and fire your weapons. After you reach the 4th scenario, you have to give the orders for this yourself. Okay, I think they're talking about the energy allocation, or I'm not even sure that's what it's called, but okay, I got it. I got it, what they were getting at. Okay. All right, so rules for scenario 1. Okay. Without going through a lot of details, I'll just talk about what the first scenario is going to entail. We'll do the sequence of play where we'll go over the steps and impulses, I guess you'd say. General movement rules, facing, order of movement, turning and turn modes, point of turn markers, stacking, definition of turn mode, assignment of turn modes, restriction of turn modes, general combat rules, purpose of combat, range and weapon types, and firing arcs and firing arc designations, direct fire weapons, general rules, procedure, requirements, effects, firing rates, phasers, types of phasers, energizing phasers, firing phasers, and yeah, that's it. So moving and firing. So cadet scenario number 1. All right, cadet scenario 1 battle drill. Training exercise, commander of the starship Constellation. Assigned to track down and destroy a series of 5 target drones. These must be drones. I'm assuming those are drones. I'm assuming. Do I? From the very beginning, I assume these are drones and not these. Oh, but they're each lettered. Yeah, I'll still assume these are the drones. Intended to give you experience controlling your ship and firing weapons. Okay. Required materials. Okay, so I still do need the Federation Cadet Cruiser SSD, the 8 impulse movement chart, the basic impulse procedure chart, the map, the counter for the Federation Cruiser Constellation, 5 of the Klingon drone counters, E, D, yeah, they are. It says Klingon drones, and Klingons look like they're black. So I think I'm right with guessing the drones. Let me see if there's a picture in the manual here. Whoa, a C. Okay, where are they? There. A, B, C, D. Okay. One die, a pencil, and some scratch paper. The cadet sequence of play will be used in scenarios 1 through 6, but all other materials aside for the time being. Okay.